I'm Dustin.
And I'm Dylan.
Welcome to the Country Scroller. Today's episode we have a lot to cover. We have this nice looking tissue box that we'll show you how to make. But first we have something to show you. Now I've told you that I have had a DCSSW Country Scroller tire coming, and it has came. Me and Dylan are supporting it today, the DCSSW shirts. And I'll show you those here in a second. But first I want to point out these hats we're wearing. They're Harvard hats. My cousin Jake, he is in Harvard. He requested me to put them into a video, and you know, not everybody's lucky enough to get to Harvard, so hats off to him. This is for you, Jake. And these shirts, they are DCSSW established 2011. That's our logo, as you know. In the back, it has the logo with the YouTube address on it. The youtube.com/countryscroller. So that's the site you're on right now if you haven't noticed that. So these are the shirts. Mike Singer, I just want to say thank you for making these for us, and we truly appreciate it. And back with the tissue box, let's get started and I'll show you how to make this. Already, to complete this tissue box holder, what we have is our usual Diet Dew that will help us get ready to scroll and energize us and make it better. Our tissue box, and by the way, I don't think he said what size of tissue box. I imagine it's just a small one. See, I'm not the one that usually buys tissue boxes at the store. My mom does that. Now I know they only come in about two sizes, a big one or a small one, so small one looks about right. And what I have is just each pattern that he has. And I printed out 3 same size CS's, and that's going to replace the flowers and whatnot. I'm not into all that. And what I'm going to do is I know every video for the past couple I've done an inlay and contrast, but I think it looks good, and I won't bore you through the whole process of that. And this is just going to be a quicker video because not all of it will be on camera of each individual inlaid piece, but it's just going to replace the flowers. But I am going to do the stack cut on the sides to make them the same and all that. So let's get started. The tissue box will be made out of 2 woods, walnut and maple. And for the top, I'm just going to do that out of maple, and I'll just I'm just going to cut out each individual pattern and make those easier to work with, and then I'll do each step in the process. So we'll start with the top to get that out of the way. Got our pattern cut out. Now to apply it to the wood, and I'm going to guess it wouldn't matter what direction the grain would run, but with the this is an oval, so the longest side I'm going to have the grain going vertically on that. So if you can see, the grain's going this way, so the long side the grain will be going. So I'm going to tack that pattern on there like usual. And if you haven't seen my videos on that, the earlier episodes, I do the whole process. It's just masking tape to help peel up the pattern, then clear box tape, which helps lubricate the blade or whatever you need, helps keep the pattern down sometimes. So I'm going to put the pattern on, and we'll cut this top out. Over here at the scroll saw, and we'll just start by cutting out the center hole, and then we'll work our way to the outside. Already back off the scroll saw, and we can just peel up the pattern on this and set it to the side. Alright, for the next step in the process, we have 2 different sides, and again, I'm not going to use the flower and the bird thingy. I'm going to do an inlay with the CS, and for the sides, since they're different, all I'm going to do is on the two sides that are the same, I'll do like a walnut, and then the other two maple, and then the maple ones will have a walnut inlay, and the walnut sides will have a maple inlay. So I'll show you how to do one of each, and then I'll just make the other one, and that'll just make the video faster since you won't have to see every single step of it. But what I'm going to just do is start with one of them. And for now, I'm not going to worry about this whole pattern thing, so I can just set that to the side. What I'll start with is the maple one, or the walnut, excuse me. And I'm just going to apply the pattern where they'll give enough room for the square or the side that will have the tissue box part. So I'm just going to measure from each side of this and make sure I have enough room after I do the inlay on that to for the actual thing. Already I cut the piece of walnut down and the maple that we'll be putting the pattern on. Go ahead and put the pattern on this, and then get it in position for the stack cut, and I'll meet you over at the saw to do the cutting out the C. Again, that'll be at 3-degree bevel on the scroll saw to do the inlay. Over here at the scroll saw now, and just want to point out, I drilled my entry hole to where when the inlay's in, the hole will be in the maple or the walnut, and that'll be easier to hide than putting maple shavings in the maple area of the C. So maybe that'll be hidden better. So go ahead and cut this out now. Alrighty, now off the scroll saw, we can go ahead and take off the tape that held on the thing to do the stack cut of the inlay. Already took off the tape to hold this maple on there, and as you'll notice, the piece of walnut will just fall right out, and you can throw that away or do whatever you want with it. Maybe keep it as a just a regular CS. Then you can take the piece of maple out of this one, peel off the pattern, and see how it fits in the hole. And as you can see, fits in almost perfectly. I'll put a little glue on that, pound it in the rest of the way, and that inlay will be done. Alrighty, what I'm going to do is after I'm going to wait for this to dry, so I decided to use my time while this is drying to go ahead and do the other inlay pieces. So set this to the side, and again, I'm just going to go ahead and sand this after the glue dries on that. So if you want to see the whole inlay process, if I haven't done it detailed enough, go ahead and watch the coaster or the belt buckle video, and you'll see the full inlay process. And again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because I have two other inlay pieces to do. So let's get started with those. For the next inlay piece, we're going to be having, again, two sides of walnut, two sides of maple. And I've decided to do the walnut ones front and back, and then the maple side and side. So side and side are going to have a inlay on each, and then front and back will have inlay on one, which is just the walnut one we just did. So the back is just going to be flat. It's not going to have a inlay on it. So I'm just going to do the maple with the walnut inlay now, and go ahead and get that all set up, and we'll be over to the scroll saw. I'll be back over here at the scroll saw to do the walnut inlay into the maple. And again, I drilled the hole into the C because again, the walnut is easier to hide the hole than using maple dust to fill up in the hole in case you drilled into the maple. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out now.